Life happens, but the problem is not life happening. And that's what we're going to give you this weekend. You're going to realize, finally, you know where the power lies. The power was not in the fact that life happened to you. It wasn't that they left that took your power away. It wasn't the activity that they did to you that took your power away. The problem was what was happening internally. The state the event found you in. One key thing that I want you guys to realize, right? If you ask most people what their biggest hurdle would have been this year, like Mpho said, most people would say COVID, right? It hindered a lot of people. But what was fascinating about you guys is that most of your biggest hurdles had nothing to do with an external force, but it had everything to do with an internal force. That's very key to understand. Because the truth of the matter is that we don't know what 2021 brings. It could bring another second wave. It could bring another lockdown, right? Things could get worse or things could get better. But one key thing I want you to understand, nothing that takes place externally can hinder or stop your life. All right? It can make conditions harder. But the true hurdle is what is happening within you. And this evening sessions, I'm going to be going through step by step different elements and different things that you guys need to focus on that are causing you guys to self-sabotage internally. There's a great quote that I like that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy without can do you no harm. A lot of you, it's not that COVID happened. It's the state that COVID found you in. Right? It's not that hard times hit you, or you found out that you lost somebody, or somebody that you trusted stabbed you in the back. It's not necessarily what happened externally. It's the state that that thing found you in. Now we need to make sure that when you leave Rise and Grind, the state that you are in, no matter what condition life throws you in, it finds you in a state that is ready and able. A lot of you are not ready, nor are you able. So we're going to be working through you, through your mind, through your mental mind talk, like Tsapo was speaking there. We're going to be getting all of that stinking thinking out so that you can be in a state of readiness that whatever challenge comes your way, you are ready and able to handle it. As much as it was a hard year, what made it even harder is if you were not in the right state of mind, like Lems was saying. If you weren't taking care of your mental health. If you didn't know how to balance between your personal needs and your family needs. Because everything demanded more this year, right? Relationships demanded more. Dating under COVID. Goodness me. I've never been home that long. Having to deal with your parents for 6 months and you're just like, yo, right? Everything demanded more from you. But the biggest problem wasn't the demand. It was the condition you were in when the demand came. I would like to believe, Amo, and correct me if I'm wrong, your lack of resources isn't something that started this year. The problem with this year is the state it found you in. The isolation you were in. Right? So it just intensifies everything. Life happens to us all. I like, now and again you'll hear me quote from the Bible, if it offends you, unlucky, we've got your money, you know. Not much you can do about it now. Not much you can do about it now. But it says that the rain falls on the just and the unjust alike. Life happens to us all. Life happens to us all. I don't care how good of a person you are, at some point someone's going to stab you in the back. I don't care how bad of a person you are, at some point you'll experience heartbreak. You can be the greatest friend in the world, they'll still drop you. They'll still drop you. So life happens to us all, guys, because the reason why I'm saying this, a lot of you think, right, and listen to me good, you think your activity is what's going to predicate how people treat you. And that's why you get so shocked when they treat you trash. You're like, after all I did? My goodness. Do you know how much I spent on your birthday presents? Me. The greatest humbling effect in life is human beings. God uses people to teach you that you can only rely on Him. So I want you to understand, you cannot stop life from happening. Some of you have a bad relationship with God because life happened. And you're stuck on, why did you let that happen? If you're God, if you're so big, if you're in control, why did you let that happen? Because life happens. That's why He let it happen. His own Son told you, if they did it to me, and I was without blame. Life happens. But the problem is not life happening. And that's what we're going to give you this weekend. You're going to realize, finally, you know where the power lies. The power was not in the fact that life happened to you. It wasn't that they left that took your power away. It wasn't the activity that they did to you that took your power away. The problem was what was happening internally. The state the event found you in. The state the event found you in. I remember having a phone call conversation with a friend of mine, and he put it so clearly. He was like, had this found me in a better place, I'd be able to handle this a lot better. But it found me weak, and it found me tired. A lot of you, life found you tired. But I'm going to be giving you tools, and throughout these next 5 days, we're going to be giving you tools on how to make sure that when life happens financially, it doesn't find you tired anymore. Right? That your mental health, big limbs, that no matter what weight the world puts on you, life doesn't find you in a mentally tired place. That you've got the right tools to utilize. All right? Under this COVID, we as a company got to see our most amazing growth. We got to grow our reach into 2 other countries. I wrote a book this year. We did so much as an organization, because when crisis came, it didn't find us tired. It found us ready. We need to get you to that state where life finds you ready. I was having a conversation with somebody 2 days ago, and he was like, I used to think my problem was that I needed more money. And he was like, T, in a space of 2 months, I've been able to get 75,000 from one client. I got another 35,000 from another client. And guess what? I've blown it all. And he's like, I finally get what you were saying. I didn't have a lack of money problem. I had a problem of not knowing what to do with it. I didn't have a strategy. Most of you don't have a strategy. It's not that you don't have money. You didn't know how to get it. And you didn't know how to keep it when you got it. And that's what we want to give you over these 5 days, is strategies.